It's the 125th anniversary of the Steinhardt School.
Let's celebrate.
Let's celebrate.
It's just an incredible joy to be here at NYU Steinhardt and working with the talented faculty and the committed students and staff that we have.
Students are very passionate. They're also very driven.
Just the conversations that we have, or just the kinds of questions that they ask, kind of make you think in a different ways.
And I found that Steinhardt is this environment where if you have a vision, you can implement that vision and you will get the support to implement that vision. And that was exciting to me when I joined 15 years ago, and it remains one of the most exciting parts of being here.
NYU students have always been zealous about their education. In 1890, they petitioned the University Council to open the School of Pedagogy. In a 3-page letter, they wrote,
As teachers, we value our profession and desire to honor it by becoming thoroughly prepared in all of its departments.
Jerome Allen was one of NYU's first education professors. Dr. Allen sent a letter supporting his students' petition to Vice Chancellor Henry McCracken.
My dear doctor, the University of Pennsylvania is certain to establish this school. Can we not be the first?
And so, in 1890, NYU established the first professional school of pedagogy at a university in the United States.
It's really interesting to think about our school and think about how we have evolved. We were preparing teachers of art and teachers of music, as well as teachers in elementary and secondary schools. So just taking an example, from music evolved music technology and music business. We think about counseling and guidance in the schools. The outgrowth was counseling psychology and mental health. Physical education, which was in the schools. The outgrowth of that was physical therapy and occupational therapy. Sometimes we have alumni coming back at Alumni Day thinking, well, don't you have home economics now? And we say, no, we don't have home economics now, but we have nutrition and food studies. So I believe we could really trace all of our present day disciplines back to our School of Pedagogy and how those disciplines have really evolved. They've expanded in beautiful ways to meet the needs, meet the interests of our present day and into the future.
We have a wonderful faculty here at NYU Steinhardt that collaborates, really is adopting principles of interconnectedness and really taking it to a new level. Beyond that, though, we have this wonderful institution of NYU at large, and NYU Steinhardt faculty are connected and working with faculty and students from NYU Polytechnic School of Engineering and the Tisch School of the Arts in a course that's developing assistive technology for individuals with disabilities. So it's a beautiful collaboration of 3 very different schools that make sense when they come together.
My work is concerned with, in the broadest sense, designing digital media for learning. And we're particularly interested in media that are highly visual and highly dynamic. Our work in digital media and learning has to be collaborative because there's a computer science engineering aspect, there's a pedagogy and learning aspect, there's a design aspect, there's a psychological aspect.
We never work in isolation in real life, so to develop that interconnectedness here at the university is really mirroring what will happen in practice.
Steinhardt has a lot of potential due to its interest in folding in technology to drive the research and also drive online education.
What I have seen over the past 15 years is how technology now permeates almost any and every department that we have.
So there are a couple of projects that I'm engaged in currently. One is called Citygram, and what we're trying to do is create maps, or more specifically sound maps, that can capture the sound in real time and use technologies to overlay it on traditional maps like Google Maps.
Now, one could say, technology is kind of going into the background, and what goes into the foreground is what we can do with it and how it facilitates the kind of work that we do here in Steinhardt.
What NYU has done, I think few other universities have done, in having presence all across the world. A student or a faculty could go to Ghana, could go to the UAE, could go to Germany, could go, so many different places. And what's more important is not just simply going there, but it's also kind of learning yet another way of trying to understand particular kind of problems of the world. What I've also sort of found from my own experiences and sort of teaching abroad is that it gives both the students and the faculty a perspective that's very difficult to gain otherwise.
To be part of that is extremely exciting. We're incorporating new ideas, new innovations, and we're bringing in new and exciting faculty members to do that with us together, and bringing in ever-increasing numbers and especially talents of students who work with us on this. And so when I now see where all of those students have gone and how the fruits of what we've done here are now blossoming in all the different professions that they're working in, that to me is the true vision of Steinhardt.
Steinhardt plants the seed of always wanting to share knowledge with others, whether it's through actually being a teacher or in a very circuitous way like with me. I founded a consulting firm called Quest Diversity Education. I think it's great to see the evolution of Steinhardt and looking at the new leadership and the plans and the goals and the missions that they have. This school is on a wonderful course for, once again, moving forward into the future and providing the practical skills that these students are going to need in a 21st century workplace.
Steinhardt is positioned to take the lead as higher education evolves in the coming decades.
We're the pride of the men and women who came together to create our school. They broke new ground, and we will too.